What's up, everybody? Welcome to the One Realm Podcast. I'm your host, Diego, alongside co-host Thomas.
Hey guys.
And it's time to talk about MK11. Some big things coming up, or at least if you're into the more competitive scene with the Kombat League coming out. What's it called again? The
Season of Time.
Season of Time. That's right, yeah. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to make some MK12 predictions. And we're going to talk about the previous Kombat League season, which was the Season of Blood. And we have
YouTube.
Yes, for sure about the whole.
That's always fun.
Yeah. So I mean, we have a lot to talk about. But I think what we should start off with is telling you guys about not really a bet we have, but a little challenge we have, where essentially we came up with this idea where I pick a character for you to use for the entire season, and you pick one for me to use for the entire season. That way, we're kind of forced to go out of our comfort zones, especially because one of the two of us is a bit of an asshole and likes to pick characters that are just garbage or at least very difficult to use. I'm not going to name names, but I'm sure you can tell who I'm talking about. At least you're open about it. You're openly an asshole.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately you picked the collector for me, which by all accounts is not only not a good character, but also very, very difficult to use. So, yeah, it was an issue for me. What about you? I picked Jade for you, so how'd that go for you?
I was going to say, like, you were nice and gave me someone that I might like, and I'm like, let's do Collector. I know eventually we're going to fight each other with these characters.
Yeah, and we do need to do that fight, and we'll stream it too.
It's like, I got to fight with this person eventually, and I know that if I at least give him a shitty character, I'm almost guaranteed to win.
Yeah, pretty much. Considering, like, Kotal, I keep on saying Kotal, but because I don't even want the collector to exist at this point. He looks great. His design is cool, but as a fucking character, he's just trash. Anyway, so my biggest issue with him is...
collector, not a fighter.
Exactly, which is why he's easily the biggest bum in the roster. Which is just sad. But anyway, like, my biggest issue with him, I think, was the fact that, I don't know, like, all of his... Like, he has some good mix-ups. Like, I think his basic combo, which, if I'm not mistaken, was like YXY or something like that, or YYX. It's actually pretty good, but it's very predictable. So, unfortunately, like, after a while, I pretty much found myself just doing that basic combo plus his back down A move, which wasn't alright, but it doesn't really extend. Like, when you try to enhance, it doesn't actually extend the combo. So, my entire game plan is pretty much ruined. Plus his low hits, which is my pretty much plan B, because it's overpowered as shit in the game, I find him to be pretty weak at that stuff too. So he just doesn't really fit me at all, and it was a very, very sly move by you to pick, of all characters, the one that I'm just never going to be able to use.
Oh yeah. No, funny enough, I was actually if you're playing right now because I'm playing with Jay online and someone just picked collector.
Okay, so you get to do like a little test matchup and tell us how that goes. Yeah. So
no, I agree. We played with Jay. I'm surprised you picked Jay for me because we both had a chance to play with her during the beta. Actually, I thought we were going to try to. It's like me giving you Scorpion to play with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, you put Scorpion, Brock, Scarlet, or Jade first of all.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. I'll tell you really the main two reasons why I picked it. Number one is because I know you like Adenia, so I figured I'm gonna make him at least use a character he's gonna enjoy to use. So I figured, all right, I'll be nice there. But also because I figured we made this deal like towards I think it was already the second half of the season. I think there was only like 15, 16 days left, so we were at least almost halfway through. And I figured, listen, like it's too late for him to really learn a new character.
It's too late. So I didn't play with Jade until it's like. I think before this, I didn't play with Jade at all, and now it's like.
Well, I figured, between the beta, you probably had some experience with her at least. So I figured you weren't going to be completely new to her.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's true.
Mary, I didn't play the beta as much as you would thought I would have, because at that point it's just playing online with people I don't care about, which is what I'm doing nowadays. So Kombat League.
Well, I mean,
But
at least with the Kombat League, you're working towards something.
exactly. But I think when that's all the only option I have is to do that,
Mm-hmm.
and then make that's why I stopped playing the beta early.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you there. There's only so much you can do in the beta.
Hmm.
So I mean, it was yeah. So yeah. So that's kind of the reasons why I went with Jade. I figured in 15 days, she's an easy character to get used to. She's a good character, and she's somebody you're gonna actually enjoy playing as. So I figured I'll pick that, and then I got hit with brutal, the brutal news of having to use the collector. But like regardless, it was interesting having to learn him because I feel like he's such a completely different type of character than the ones I usually use. Like I like quick characters with teleports. He does have a teleport, but it's awful. Um,
What are you
with
talking about? You can go from one screen to the other.
yeah, that's Raiden could do that in 1993 or 1992. So I mean, awesome. But
Ball can do that too.
yeah, exactly.
Knuckleball, shit, Kung Lao.
Kung Lao can, yeah. There's also one other person I think. Well, Sub Zero used to have it too. He doesn't have it in this game. Uh,
No, I think he does have it. He did have it before.
he does have it.
I think I don't know.
No, I know for a fact that in MKD versus DC, I think it was. You could
I
definitely
know
teleport into the ground and then appear behind him.
that's right. So I knew that, but I knew he. Well, he had for like the last two more combat games, but he did have it in Just 2.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, regardless, collector. It forced me to go out of my comfort zone. It forced me to learn something different, and I can at least say that I'm happy with the fact that I only got to play like 8 matches, so it's not like I got to do a lot, but I did some extensive practicing. Um, at first, I lost like the first 5 or 6 matches in a row, and then I figured, listen, I'm just wasting my time because I'm just getting my ass beaten. I'm not enjoying myself, so I'm gonna focus on practicing. And when I came back, I won I think like 1 out of 3 matches or something like that. But the matches I lost were all within they all went to third rounds, and it was for the most part against Scorpion, Noob Saibot, Sub Zero, so the characters that are pretty easy to learn and actually pretty damn good. So I can at least say that I did improve with him, and I'm satisfied with that, and I look forward to never using him again.
They're gonna know what your next character to be though after this. Once the season of time is over.
Okay, well, you want to spoil it now, or are we gonna wait and hit me with it later on?
Well, because I did. Oh, like my intention on doing want to give you these characters is purposely to screw you over.
That's true.
Like I'm not gonna pretend like it's not. It is purposely to screw you over.
Okay.
That being said, I'm giving you Katana for after the season of time.
Okay, that is screwing me over because you know very, 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 very well that I'm
You've been very vocal about that,
yeah
so.
that I'm awful about with Katana.
And this is why I don't share my opinions on characters like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know who the hell I'm trash with.
That's
But
true.
surprisingly though, Katana and Sonya have actually become really good characters of mine. So. Jade is a work in progress, but for example, if I'm going to go into a match and if I'm going to a match, I'll try Jade just so I can see how I do. And that's pretty much the same thing you were doing at first, just trying to collect just to get started. But if I want to actually win, like, improve my rank, then I would just go straight to Kana or Sonya.
Yeah. Well, Sonya is definitely a fun character to use. I haven't used her that much, but what I have used her, I really like her. So I mean, she's a solid character. I think the same thing about Katana. It's just for some reason her style just never really works for me. But I guess yeah, I actually look forward to having a reason and opportunity to really just dive into her. That doesn't sound right, but you get the picture. Dive into her as hard as I can. Strong and
Yeah,
fast,
keep going.
fierce, angry, and just
Well,
try
you have
to.
90 seconds each round to go with, so keep
That's
that
true.
in mind.
Yeah, yeah,
That does sound more your style anyway.
yeah. Yeah, so I look forward to trying her out at least, giving her a ride. And all right, I'll
We
stop with
should keep
the
on going.
innuendos. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to using her a little bit and seeing if I can actually make her a decent character with my arsenal and maybe
The
eventually
thing,
beat her.
when you don't have when you have the option, you're never gonna be good with someone. But if someone forces you in a position to learn something, then yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like about this idea is we're both gonna have to use characters that we're not gonna like. It's not like I'm gonna sit here and pick, Kitana or Sonya for you because those are two characters that you're pretty open that you're good with them, that you like them. So I'm not gonna pick them for you. I'm gonna make you use like a Jax or something like that. That's not official, but I might make you use Jackie Briggs. I'm contemplating the idea of making you use somebody you hate. The only issue is that Jackie's actually really good in the game, or at least
Yeah.
she seems really good. So
That's the thing.
that'd be fine.
I'll tell you what. So I picked out this one. Um, the only characters I really haven't really touched are pretty much new characters from MKX and MK11. The only people I have touched from MKX is Jackie every once in a while, just so I can move up some if I have to play with him, or Cassie. But your Aaron Blacks, your Kodals, your Devoras, Gears, Collector, and Cetrion, no ghost.
Yeah,
Nothing just appeals to me to want to play them.
same
It has
here.
nothing to do with being new characters either. It's just even though they're good for gameplay, we've been done with this before. That I think the only one I would consider playing out of those people would be Cetrion, just because the look and nostalgia for just thinking of her last Airbender.
Mhm. That's
Outside of that, then yeah, there's nothing really.
Yeah, my girlfriend has been using a lot of Cetrion lately. She actually got some pretty nice costumes, and yeah, she actually has like some really nice skins, and she's relatively fun to use. Like I've used her a little bit, nowhere near as much as I would as somebody that I would be able to confidently say is a good character. But at the end of the day, she seems like she's a pretty decent character, so would be
That's
an
a lot of
option.
people. Everyone has the potential of being a decent character. I mean, so the Leon, he said best too. Like everyone was shitting on Kung Lao about how he's not good, but then he won combo breaker. So
Well, yeah, that's. I don't know. I think Kung Lao and of course I'm very, very, very far from being anywhere near a professional. But to
mhm,
me, at first glance, he seemed pretty good. Like when
exactly.
in the chapter where where you use Liu Kang and Kung Lao,
Hmm.
I preferred Liu Kang because he seemed like he's better. But Kung Lao is still definitely very, very solid. And I think that it's just a matter of really people understanding exactly how to use him. And of course, as soon as he won a tournament, that makes him top tier, which means there's gonna be a lot more of them out there. So we'll see what kind of new styles come out of that.
But no, I was saying everyone kept saying that we can't, not we can't come out with shit here. It's like, I mean, the guy did win combo breaker with him, so
Yeah. So it can't be
I
too
mean,
bad.
like I say, I don't care either way. Yeah, I don't care either way. I'm going to play the game, but that's just it, really.
Yeah. So I mean,
Also, let's think.
go ahead. Sorry.
I think I want to talk about the crypt as well. I know we didn't. It's
Okay.
left field, but I kind of just because like I'm at the point where I'm just tired of it. And of it, I just need the constant looking and
Hmm.
respawning chests just so you can find a piece of gear that you have still yet to find.
Yeah, I think that I agree with you there. Like I have over 1 million coins, something like that. I'm just
Mhm.
not. I haven't gone back in the crypt in forever, just because it's cool to explore a little bit, but at the same time,
You have to
you're
explore it, then
just
what?
you're just getting a bunch of random shit. So it's not like 90% of the time you open something and you're like, okay, so I don't care about that at all. You know what I mean? It's not like you're getting anything that particularly cool.
Well, for example, what I want is the maskless characters.
Okay.
So excluding Cabal, I like everyone without the mask on. At least have the option to. So Scorpion looks good without a mask. Scarlet and Katana, yeah. J Jab. It's just like have you able to have that option, but I mean the game came out in April and still don't have that option for any of them.
You haven't found a single one of them.
That's a massive gear.
Yeah,
And they have a
that's
bunch of decent masks, yeah, but it's like I'm going to take the mask off. Fuck it, mask on. I don't know.
That's annoying. That's
If,
for sure. Considering like, that's the biggest issue. Sorry to interrupt you. Is that you just
oh no,
you
that was 20% song. So
yeah.
no, but no, I agree with right though. Like it's annoying after a while. It's like, man, how many times do I have to go through it to actually get what I want?
Yeah,
And
it's
I'm people
frustrating
say,
shit.
oh, well, you can do it X amount of times, you might eventually get it, or you can go to the shrine and get it there. It's like, how many times did I put 75? Because the costumes I don't care anymore. I have the costumes I want. And that's not, well, I'll get them when I actually give a shit. But what I want is pieces of current pieces of gear.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I've been sick of the crypt for a while now. I mean, it's cool and all, but once you get done with the exploration bit of it, and you're just constantly having to look for hidden chests, and it just becomes kind of frustrating because you're just like you said, you're never finding the things that you want. Like for me personally, I really like the classic looking Johnny Cage costume.
Mm-hmm.
You know which one I'm talking about with the
Yeah.
cage on the pants, and I just for the life of me I can't find any of the versions of it, and
I mean,
that
that's not the worst I've heard.
yeah exactly
Um, no one, I wouldn't even say never has, but no, actually, no one has seen the. So if you go to Kane and you
okay
see the classic MK2 skin,
mhm
it says it's in the crypt. Now they have looked, everyone has looked over the crypt so many times, and it's nowhere to be found.
lovely. So it's Injustice all over again.
The difference in Injustice 2, though, was that you literally played it out and you randomly got gear.
Uh huh.
At least this one, it tells you that where it's at, but it's like, well, I'm dead. It tells you like, oh, this here is in Tower of Time. This one's there. Now you don't know what tower gives you it. That's one issue I'm not gonna get into, but um, yeah, and after that it's just you just have to pretty much respawn everything in the crypt part, and that's the most annoying one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think it's by far the most frustrating thing about the game is it's I don't know, I don't like the fact they went with RNG. Like at first I was okay with it because of course everybody was complaining about it, so of course it was always going to be a huge thing. But I was at first like, I haven't even gone through the crypt yet, so I don't really care. Like I don't really care about the complaints. But the more I go through it, the more I find myself not getting the things that I want. I'm starting to really just kind
Get
of
annoyed.
miss. Yeah, I'm just missing the old ones like MK9's crypt or even MKX's crypt, which I didn't like MKX's crypt to be completely honest because I just found myself bored of it after a while. Like it was cool to explore, much like this one, and of course this one's MK11's is way more fun to explore. But MK9's,
Honestly, I don't agree with that one.
no, you enjoyed the
Well, it's
MK11
like
one.
a
I mean MKX.
well, the thing about it, you had it was more of a puzzle as well. Now you just get the pieces and you just go with it.
Mhm. Okay.
So, for example, you get Shao Kahn's hammer.
Yeah.
You use it to smash things. That's all. You get Scorpion's spear. You use it to rip down bodies and spiders. Um, Ermac soul thing lets you open the souls, but I think it helps you move along, yes, but at the same time, I mean, you got to crawl up walls with Reptile's claw. You got to levitate with Ermac stuff. I can't remember exactly what you have in Kenshi. You had a sword, which you used it one time, but it's just like the stuff you use the equipment for isn't as fun as everyone makes it seem like it's gonna be. I mean, there's even modifiers for stuff in the crypt where so you have Kai Spike Club. This and this whatever he's off. This enchanted relic increases the reward gained from destroying out of my Krypt. Now, if I use that, that gives me a good, see, 60 seconds to smash it up, but it's going to be pretty much more. First of all, it does give me the animation of his club, and second, I'm getting more money to pretty much not spend inside the Krypt, because I don't care about the Krypt that much anymore. Another thing too is the hearts. After you get all of the Shao Kahn chests and the skeleton chests, you just collect hearts after that. It's like, alright, well, stop doing fatalities now, because I can't do anything with these.
Yeah, I never really looked at it that way, but you're right, and you're right for sure about the fact that there's a lot more puzzles and gameplay to it. I think that, like, if you, I guess you could say superficially, MK11's Krypt is better in the sense that you're exploring something that's very nostalgic. You're exploring Shang Tsung's island, so something about that, of course, appeals to you in terms of the visual side of it. But there isn't really a whole lot of depth to it, like the puzzles were in MKX. Like you said, crawling up walls and levitating. There's so much that's thematic for almost every character in the series.
I
So
mean, even in the shrine and MK, I'm like, I got 100 more hearts. What am I going to do with that now?
yeah, there's really not much.
But no, like, even the shrine was better because, I mean, you can put money to it, but unless you went to the highest amount you could, you wouldn't get the next piece of the puzzle of the last script. This one, you put money to a shrine and you still get random pieces of your random costume. So if I put 100,000 in, I think that's what it is, I get a costume. Now that costume can be for Devora, it can be for Katana, it can be for the King, it could be for fucking Collector. But I have no idea until I put that money there. It's like, oh, well, that was waste. So yeah, in one format they did measure it out, so it's like, oh well, you know what you're getting. Well, there goes that spider. I don't have time for this bullshit. I got it. But show they go with that. But no, it's just the fact that after a while, it just feels like a waste.
Yeah, I see. I feel you the same way, like 100%. Like, but to be fair, I felt the same way about MKX's Krypt.
Oh yeah, no, the Krypt was a waste there too,
Yeah.
But at the same time though, at least that waste, I mean, you guys get a really good fun from it, a really good time from it.
Mm.
Now you're doing this with this one, and it's like, well, okay, I can. For example, there's another puzzle, Fire Reptile. One hand, really nice, really fun. The other hand, well, if I'm looking for a reptile, I'm losing souls while I'm looking for a reptile.
It's very
So it's
grindy.
like a big, yes, I have to gamble again to do that part.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, yeah, I didn't dive too far into MKX's Krypt because after a while I got sick of it very soon. I've probably done more in MK11's, and I have enjoyed it more just because, like I said, the nostalgia. But I definitely understand what you're talking about, and I could see both sides. Like, I could see people liking MK11's more. I could see MKX's, but I think that, apart
Oh
from,
no, I think I'm all for nostalgia. I mean,
uh,
you get Dead Kano,
yeah,
the whole shebang with the movies, and I enjoyed the nostalgia, but it's like it's still pretty small.
yeah. Apart from that,
That's
there's
the other
really not
thing.
much there.
That's the other thing. It's really small still.
Hmm.
And the other thing, giving you a bunch of nostalgic feel. I mean, I was watching Dragon Ball Z Abridged recently, the Kai version of season 3. Really
Okay.
good drop for Team 4-star, by the way. But that being said, though, you they were talking about the big debate on the whole scandal where the guy pretty much pulled songs from other for better artists, and they were like, "Well, that's nice. I like that." Well, yeah, go steal from other good better artists. But that being said, just because it's nostalgic, what is that? And then the next one kind of talking about is like, I mean, but people grew up with it, and it said that we call it nostalgic, not good. So I think we can put the nostalgia glasses on this game all day long, but it doesn't mean that the Krypt is good in that format. I mean, everyone's talking like, oh, the jump scares are better. It's like there's one jump scare, and that's the ghost. And if you're not ready, if you're the first few times it's cool. That's a while it's fucking annoying. Like I put on the mask on just to see, it, and then I get a ghost pop up. I'm like, oh, well, how can I start doing this? Oh, you have to press X as soon as you put your mask on. So I now have to do double the work now. For what exactly?
Yeah, it's basically just completely meant for you to waste a lot of time, grind it out, and
Now, granted, if they want to turn these places on the correct stages like this, like for example, I'm looking at the moon. That moon is beautiful right now.
mm-hmm.
Now, if they want to turn these turn spots stages like the Warrior Shrine, the Pit, which we both know look, that's gonna be in there for sure. This whole little sanctuary, well, it could be this whole little sacrifice area. Now, they could be some really good stages, but at the same time, I'm not gonna pretend like I said, I feel like I feel like you waste a lot of money and time with it in a way.
That's for sure. That is for sure. Like, and you make a good point. Like a lot, not all of them, but a lot of these sections of the crypt are very, very much built into where they're looking like stages, and of course they are based off of MK1 stages, so it makes sense.
Hmm.
But still, I would definitely like to see the courtyard, not the courtyard, excuse me, the warrior shrine, and a lot of the other spots of the crypt be actual arenas. That would be really cool. But
Well, here's another thing too, by the way. So
yes,
I just put 75,000 in the shrine.
okay.
Like I'm still hoping for it. One of those masks like thing. You finally got a character with someone without a mask. Like, awesome. I put it in there, 75, because that's the one you get for gear. And I get a turret for Sonya and a satchel for the collector.
Oh wow, that's really cool, dude.
That's
Congrats, man.
so close to what I wanted.
Congrats, dude. A satchel. Woo! That's awesome,
And
man.
turret.
That's awesome. And a character you'll never use unless I make you use him. That's
Pretty much.
awesome.
I put
Yeah.
it in again. Let's see what I get this time. Oh, goody. New cycle. And, oh, a heart for, Sapphire heart for Kano.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, 'cause I totally play Kano all the time.
Yeah. Gotta love the crypt. Gotta love it. It's definitely a shit show. I mean,
Oh,
they
oh,
had
this is
they
my
had a
last,
decent
but what,
idea, but
I'm
ruined
almost
it.
out of money too. This is my last try. So let's see what I get
Okay.
this time. A temporal anchor for Geras.
Okay, it's not
And
bad.
wait for it. Take a while. Guess what I got this time? Who I got it for and what it is.
Hmm. It's not a consumable, right? It's an actual gear piece.
Yeah.
Um, man, I'm gonna go with like one of Jackie's little. What is it she has? She has like gauntlets or something.
I wish. Honestly, no, I don't. I'm happy I didn't get that, but this is still worse than that, though.
And what is it exactly?
It's a Kano cybernetic heart.
Another one.
Yeah.
Wow.
They just DJ Khaled me on this shit.
Wow. That's awesome, dude. I'm really happy for you. I know you were excited about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Love Kano. Yeah. Yeah, so the crypto's a shame, but I mean, I guess we can kind of transfer that over to our next topic, which is our predictions for MK12. Which we can kind of start that off by talking about what would we like to see in the crypts for MK12, because I think
don't
that there's
know
plenty of
anymore.
things. Like honestly, I think I have an idea of what I would like to see in MK12's Krypts. There are definitely a few things that I want to see changed, or not necessarily changed, but go back to how they were back in back in the old games, even MKX for example, where the number one thing for me is that it needs to be it doesn't it there just can't be RNG. It cannot be random. Everybody should know exactly where things are. And sure, it might be difficult to get to them. They might be more expensive, stuff like that for some of the cooler stuff. But there has to be a system to where we all know what we're getting. Because as of right now, you can go the entire crypt and not find really anything that you want. Like like you'll find some cool things that maybe you'll think, all right, that's pretty cool. But there's gonna be entire periods where you're gonna just be completely disappointed, and you're not gonna be happy at all by what you're getting, and just gonna feel like you're wasting a bunch of coins. And thankfully, this game does actually give you a lot of coins. It doesn't take too long to build up a lot of coins. Like me personally, I'm sitting on over 1 million right now, and all I really ever do is basically play the Kombat League, and every once in a while I'll play with my girlfriend or something like that, or I'll do some towers at a time, but very, very rarely. So I mean, you get coins quickly, but the biggest issue is you're just not really, I don't know, you're just not really feeling like you're rewarded for it. So they definitely need to go back to the classic style Krypt in MK12. And I think one of the most important things is that they do keep elements like in MK11, but also bring back some elements like MKX, MKX, yeah, like MK11, like you said. It's cool to look at, but under the surface, there's really not much there. Whereas MKX, it's maybe not as cool to look at. It's a bit more bland and all that, but it's still not bad because you're actually getting a lot more value in terms of gameplay, uh in terms of just having puzzles and having things to do while you're in the crypt. So, I mean, I would like to see something like that, and I'm hoping that they do kind of go back to that kind of style. So, have some stuff that's you're gonna enjoy your time in the crypt, and you're actually gonna enjoy the stuff that you unlock. If they can do that, then I think it'll be a pretty solid crypt. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be amazing or anything like that, but I definitely think that it has the potential of being a decent one. And yeah, I just think that overall, I mean, they need to improve it, and they have the possibilities of doing so. It's just a matter of will they do the necessary changes to make it as good as I expect. So I think those are the two main things for me. And one other thing that I really want to say is I really hope that they remove consumables, because I hate them so much, because for the most part, you're getting nothing but consumables. So you constantly feel like you're not really getting anything that's particularly cool. So, it's frustrating. Then of course it depends on what you're opening. Like if you're opening specific type, like the crypts that require souls or the ones that require hearts, then of course you're getting some of the more interesting stuff because they are harder to get. But at the same time, even then, you're not really getting too much.
I completely agree. And honestly, while you were saying all that, I think I came up with the perfect system.
Like what?
So let me ask you this: what is the best thing that everyone unitedly have always said is the best part of Mortal Kombat and all of the history? What is the number one thing that everyone unanimously likes?
The story, right?
Nah.
No, what do you mean then?
Sort of. You're on the right path.
You mean the open world deception stuff?
Exactly.
Okay, I know what you mean then, yeah.
So you're on the right track with that. So with that being said, I know that everyone likes that. So let's say we made a crypt that was more like that, where you have all the rams to go to, and each one's a puzzle, so you can either A, unlock everything in the first one, then go to it, or B, and I think have to make sense too. So I don't want to find Katana's MK2 costume in the Chaos Realm.
Definitely not.
No, I would expect to see it in Outworld or Edenia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and don't make it too impossible, but I think so. Let us go place to place, So that's even what MKX did. They gave you like another room coming Dogu and took you to that part, and that was just one small room. Pissed me off, don't get me wrong, I was upset. But at the same time, we have that option. We have that option to at least use it and go walk around, and we always want to walk around. And this third person game we have right now is good. The interactions we have, that's good fun too. But if you at least put some actual substance to it, I'm not saying we can have to talk to everyone, we get in conquest, but anyway, either that, have it so we can at least talk to them. We can talk to people if you want to, like, or see old people, or have shrines to certain characters, like your own little encyclopedia inside one game.
Yeah, I agree
In
with
my
you.
eyes, I'm saying in my eyes, I think that'd be the best. That would be the best Krypt. Okay, in the word.
Yeah, I think you're right on the money there. They need to implement that type of stuff if they want to make it really good. That's
I mean,
definitely 100% the ideal scenario. I don't know if they'll necessarily do that. I hope so, but we'll have to see, I guess.
we never thought that we would get a guy from the movie. I only got it from the guy from the movie because I can never pronounce his name top of my head.
Yeah, I'm not
But
gonna
we
try
got
because
him
I
too.
forget. I always forget
Carrie to Gaga.
something like that. Yeah.
I would say like you're not a real fan. Like just because I don't stuff actor's name doesn't mean I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I avoid it. I just prefer just not do it. Like he's a good actor and all. Him, Johnny Tsunami, Mortal Kombat, but he's not the level actor you're like, oh, I remember his name for sure. Like I could barely remember the huge A-list actors, let alone a bigger C-list actor.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Yes. But I mean, yeah. So I guess that's kind of all I have to say on the Crypt, really. But what I guess if you had to pick, and I think we'll maybe like wrap it up with this topic. Like if you had to pick one or two things to change for MK11 to MK12, what would you make it be?
MK11 to MK12. Big change. I want to say the roster because the roster is actually really good. I think the game was really good other than the Crypt and the. I think the only thing I would change is just the actual DLC list.
Yeah, that's true. I guess we need to talk about that real fast. Yeah, definitely.
Well, and the good thing, the game itself is a good game. The story needs some work because of time travel. Story needs some work. DLC needs a lot of work in my eyes. And the roster was fun though. So yeah, I don't think there's nothing much I would really change.
Yeah, I guess yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think like we said, the only thing that desperately needs changing is the well, there's two things I would say desperately need changing. Number one, the amount of randomness when it comes to unlocking the specific gear. I would much prefer it to be like to where each gear piece costs a certain amount of money, or you just find it in the crypt and you know where it is. If as long as if they could figure, and I'm not talking about real money, I'm talking about in-game coins. So I mean, obviously no real money, but
So
yeah,
for example, um, let's say they do the whole Towers of Time thing again. Then we can get to have one side of the crypt and the alternate version of that same piece
yeah,
inside the Towers of Time. And flip flop it obviously too. But we can get use both.
mm-hmm, yeah, that's fair. I mean, like I don't know, I think that there are a few things that I would change, but they're all pretty much revolving around the RNG factor, and they're all
Mm-hmm.
revolving around the fact that there's so many ways that the game tries to make you grind, and the game is so good that you don't really necessarily feel like you're grinding. It's just that at times it's kind of too in your face with how much they want you pretty much dedicate your entire day to it. And unfortunately, I just don't have that kind of time. Like I very rarely can play more than a couple hours a day of video games. Like very, very, very rarely. Um, and when I do, I kind of tend to play other things. Like Mortal Kombat, it's easily my favorite franchise. But I don't know, when the Kombat League isn't on, there's really nothing to incentivize me to play because I've pretty much done everything you can do offline, and there's online. I'm not gonna play just regular ranked matches. 'Cause I don't really care about that. If I'm not working towards something, then I'm not gonna be all that interested. But I mean,
I mean,
I
I'm gonna be honest too. The only reason I played the Kombat League was because I would get some really cool gear for the time I
yeah,
kept playing.
that's for the exactly like it's not in the game yet, right? If you go on Combat League, then it's not there yet. I think you can't
No,
go look at the skins and stuff like that yet.
not yet. You have to
Yeah,
wait till Tuesday when it starts.
yeah. But whatever. At least it's tomorrow, so we'll get to see what exactly we're working for. Um, I'm hoping to see some nice skins. I don't necessarily like the classic. Well, I'm not. You can't even really say classic, but I mean like you can't really. I don't particularly like the look of say Frost gear when she's dressed like Kronika and stuff like that. So I'm not too excited about the costumes, at least based on what I'm expecting. But I really do hope that they'll surprise me and that they'll hit us with something, with some really nice costumes and maybe surprise me there. I'm at least confident they're gonna hit us with some nice costumes. Whether or not they're gonna be my cup of tea to where I actually use them remains to be seen. But I'll definitely play a lot and try to get as many as I can. I think what level did you get to in the last one?
I think it was champion, so I made it to the second tier.
Okay.
So that's the thing too. I realized like you don't have to make it the top of each tier, so you can. What? So for example, you know there are three ranks in each tier. There's three tiers.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'm saying this completely backwards. But anyway, the point being is that if you make it to the lowest one, you get all of you get the costume for that one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, I
Also,
figured that was the way it was gonna work. Yeah.
the way I thought it worked was you have to make it to the top of it all.
Uh huh.
Make it to the top of the one for Katana, for example. So you make it to the top of that one, then you get the costume.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean.
But then it turns out like no, you just have to make it to that her level in general. Same thing with Aaron, same thing with Scarlet.
No, that's pretty much how it works in all games that have this kind of system.
Well, I
As
don't
long
have
as you
any
reach
other
the
games that have
minimum.
this system, buddy.
Ah, okay. That makes more sense then. But regardless, yeah, I think the system is pretty good, and I'm excited to play it. I've been waiting for the Combat League for a while. I was pretty disappointed when they didn't have it like immediately. Um, that kind of frustrated me, but I'm definitely happy to play it as soon as it drops. And tomorrow I will most certainly be streaming. So if you guys want to check that out, I will be streaming the game 100%. And yeah, that we can kind of see how bad I'm gonna be with Shao Kahn. Even though I'm feeling pretty confident, I think I have the potential of getting a few wins here and there. I don't know if I'm gonna be anywhere near as good as I was in the early stages of the last one because of course I was just using Scorpion the whole time, and Scorpion is overpowered, so it made things a lot easier for me. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident. I feel like I can be pretty decent with Shao Kahn, so I'm happy about that. I'm happy I picked the character I like. I'm happy that I get to use somebody that I would have used regardless eventually. So thankfully you picked somebody not trash. So I do thank you for that.
It was my full intention on doing that, though.
Like who you were gonna pick?
Oh, well, if I knew that you had all the new people like I did, I would have gave you Cetrion or Gears,
Mm,
who are good characters, though, but knowing how you play in general.
yeah, that would have been kind of mean. I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna lie to you. That would have been pretty frustrating. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I have to say about the Kombat League. Is there anything else you want to talk about for like MK12, or we want to do that in a separate podcast where we can cover it more in depth?
I think we'll do that several podcasts. Only I'd say for sure, no more time travel.
I agree with that
What
100%.
else?
Yeah, no, like
No time travel. No. There was just almost everything about this game was it's good, but there's obviously some tweaks. One, like I said, time travel was one. The story could have been a little bit better.
yeah, that's
But
for sure.
no,
But yeah, overall, it's a really good game. So I think that there's not much to change. There's just some improvements to be made here and there with the way that with the grinding stuff. If they can reduce the grind and maintain the game that they have right now, then I think that everybody would be pretty much happy. And yeah, like you said, no more time traveling because that's not fun. And hopefully they'll do something cool with the story and not ruin it. But I kind of expected another reboot at this point. Like, of course, it's gonna be a reboot, but I mean, I don't know if they're gonna completely change everything. So we'll have to see what they do with Liu Kang now having control of everything. But I don't know. I think that they've earned a bit of a break now, and yeah, hopefully the game won't be coming out in 10 years, and it'll be relatively soon.
well, hopefully we can just yeah. But, hopefully we can get a game that if they do start over, they don't just like try to throw down a bunch of new characters and at least work with characters you already have.
Yeah, I don't think they would remove all the classics. I think you'll still have Scorpion, you'll still have Sub Zero, you'll still have all those guys.
Yes, that much is obvious. Yes,
Yeah,
but we're still waiting on Fujin,
that's
which
very
goes
true.
perfectly into how I feel about the DLC again.
Yeah, the DLC, it's very frustrating the fact that it's already this far into the cycle, and we still have really no idea what the characters actually look like. We've only seen some glimpses of Nightwolf. We haven't seen any gameplay of them, and it's really frustrating. It is really frustrating. Like when I bought the Combat Pass, it's something that I'd never do. I just never buy season passes, and I figure, you know what, the game's looking so good. I have faith in them here. They're not going to disappoint with the DLC, and what do? They 100% disappoint with the DLC because we're still waiting. We still have absolutely no idea what they're actually going to look like, what they're going to play like, what kind of styles they're going to have, and there's absolutely no indication that we're going to have any idea of it anytime soon. So it's really fucking frustrating, and it's good to see that everybody's giving them shit for it because oh wow, I just got a shotgun skin that looks pretty cool, so I might use that. Anyway, so I mean, yeah, everybody's giving them shit. They deserve it. So
So
yeah,
my thing is pretty much like I said, I always get it with the intention that like this is gonna be good and you at least know who the characters are. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna enjoy this regardless. Well, when everyone was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna pull my um pre-order because of it," I was like, "We're me, you're both on the same page. Like that's not necessary. You're not gonna. First of all, you're not really gonna do it. But also, just the fact like they have not done a bad DLC list except Injustice 2. So it's like I have full faith in them, and then I pay the extra, I pay the $400, and now since I now knowing who was in the first, you didn't know who the DLC was unless you went to the leaks, and then after the leaks came in, it's like all right, well there's a bunch of people on that name on that list. You have, and I admit this point I don't care anymore. So you have Sing Song, you have Sindel, Nightwolf, Spawn, apparently Ash from Evil Dead, Terminator, another one. And then they have some more people as well for Fujin and Sheila. But all these got leaked out. Now my thing is, what the hell is going to happen with Fujin? And also, I technically didn't get the one thing I asked for in DLC. That was the characters, but the fact if you're gonna be in DLC roster, you're gonna be a character in it, give them some type of role and story mode so it's like they have a reason. Because I mean, we were already mad at um, we were already mad at closing the L thing. I think we talked about that last time.
Yeah, we did. How they
Yeah,
completely changed their story and all that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Um, no way they can, and the way they look into that they've been doing with all of the Indians as well. I don't think that Indians are really doing any justice either.
Probably not. No.
Well, that's the only last thing you can do. Where it's the only thing you can really go. Just like, oh, well, maybe they'll say, oh, she was brainwashed the entire time. That's why she was like this. And like, you guys have had
Yeah.
very poor track record on following through with certain things. So.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of all I have to say for today. I think that's a wrap there. What do you think?
YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, go ahead. Expose.
You say we're on the same thing we were back when, um, just the fact that we keep getting the same thing where it's like, oh, well, there's no substance to anything anymore. But what we can talk about for 10 minutes is a picture I already talked about, and a GIF or a GIF. Either way, it's just like you're just sitting there and wasting. They're making money off of wasting time because this isn't new. This is nothing new. Like everyone has the same access to Twitter that you have. Everyone has the same way to get to Instagram. Now, if you are following these people, so I'm saying if you're following certain YouTubers in general, and your only thing you're following for is the Mortal Kombat part, and you're not following Ed Boon, NetherRealm Studios, Mortal Kombat on any of these things for social media, then you shouldn't be following people like that in general. You should be following the game. Granted, I would never see these things because I don't check my stuff like that, but I don't need someone telling me every 2 days that something's been added to Twitter or like, oh, this is now what's going to be next and this is why I think so.
Yeah, I pretty much feel the same about that. That's for sure. Yeah. I don't know. Like, there's so much to complain about. People complain about so much. Half the time, I don't even pay much attention to it. Like, I stay off of all that stuff and kind of just do my thing. So, yeah.
I mean, it just makes it's like kind of the worst, not worst, but it's like more kind of like it's getting slower and slower of just a show of what it used to be.
That's for sure.
In my eyes,
Yeah, I can see that.
from the DLC to Krypt to these YouTubers who need to make money because they don't want to get real jobs. And I'm not really against somebody living their dream, do that, but you better have some type of real substance to what you're bringing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, I'm gonna go back to unsubscribe fee again. Still again, I'm just like, all right, I do already unfollow a bunch of people more coming, but it's just like in general. I'm not watching your videos anymore because they're not that funny or they're not that. I open it, it worked for me back when I was in high school, then I unfollow.
Yeah. Pretty much, we all do that. We kind of grow out of stuff. Yeah, that's for sure. Yes. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and make myself some dinner, and we'll definitely record and give our MK predictions in the next few days. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Yeah. So if you guys are excited about that, like I said, tomorrow I will be streaming some MK, some of the Kombat League. I don't know exactly what time it starts, but as soon as it is, I'm gonna be live. I'm gonna be trying to learn some Shao Kahn, and hopefully I'll do some damage. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
All right. Later, guys.